Hey everyone, as you've seen in my last video, if you guys are keeping up, thank you if you do, subscribe and like. Today we will be talking about the palate. So we're going to be talking about the steps to evaluate wine on the palate. Okay, there are a few steps first. Before I start this video, I want to say thanks for tagging along, and here's my intro.
It's the last call for love.
Anyways, I want to go maybe a little fast today because I want to get through two things. I want to get through, I want to get through the steps of the palate and also the theoretical deduction. This would be concluding what the wine is. So we've already talked about discussing what will indicate a wine from clues from the sight, clues from the nose, and now we're going to talk about clues from the palate, which is probably the most important. From all those steps, then you will be able to make your deductive conclusion or your theoretical deductions. Same thing, same amount of syllables. So yeah, let's get into it so we have enough time to celebrate both things and you guys don't get bored. So, how to taste wine for evaluation. You're going to take a sip of the wine, about an ounce. Gargle, swish, cover your entire mouth with the wine. Spit, because, yes, we're spitting. Because we're sommeliers, we're not alcoholics. And if alcoholic does for you, your sommelier, that's fine. But drinking and tasting are two different things. So when we taste, we spit. And also focus on how the flavors evolve on your palate, especially in the wine's finish. So at the end, we'll be discussing the finish of a wine. It's basically what leaves after you swallow or spit. Anyways, number 1. We're going to evaluate and describe the flavor elements. Flavor elements consist of fruit flavors, non-fruit flavors, oak indicators, fruit character, earth, mineral, new flavors that are not on the nose. A question to ask yourself is has the wine changed on the palate, and if so, describe how. Sometimes you will feel like a wine evolve on your palate, right? Like in real time. Number 2, we evaluate and describing structures and other elements on the palate. Other elements consist of, is it sweet or is it dry? And to scale that, we have bone dry, dry, off dry, and actually it's a lot. So bone dry, off dry, medium sweet, sweet, or luxuriously sweet. Phenolic bitterness. This is mainly for white wines. Does the wine taste bitter at all? Tannins. This is only for red wines. Is the tannin low, medium, negative, medium, positive, or high? And this is how the CMS wants you to describe it. So I know you could say like a little bit less than, like a little bit between low and medium. Don't say that. Say medium, negative, right? It's like hot wings. So then you have your acidity, same scale. Alcohol, same scale. Body is going to be light, medium, or full. Your texture is going to be lean, round, creamy, or other. And that is how you're going to describe these elements on the palate. And this is the last thing. I want to talk about the finish. You want to talk about the length and the finish. So if you think about the finish is finishing, the length is the journey it took to get down your throat or into the cup. Because we're spitting, because we're sommeliers, we're not freaking alcoholics. But yeah, no, it's fun. But anyways, questions to ask yourself: How long do the wine's flavors stay on the palate? Do the flavors remain constant? Quality of the finish: is it tart, bitter, astringent, or smooth or silky? You'll use the same short, medium, negative, medium, positive, or long to describe the finish. And the complexity, that is going to be the number of aromas and flavors that you taste and smell. Same little negative, positive thing. That was easy. You see, it wasn't even that hard. Okay, now we're gonna talk about theoretical deduction. And if you're asking about where my bracelet went, I lost it. So, sorry. So, now we've smelled, we've tasted, and we've seen the wine. It is time to make an initial conclusion. Step 1 of the theoretical deduction. To make your initial conclusion, you start making decisions. Narrow down the grape and where it comes from. Also, you're going to think about your possible grape varieties. The color of the grape. Obviously, if it's red, it is not going to be a Chardonnay, obviously. Okay? You're going to look for typical aromas and flavors that are going to relate to the color of the wine, obviously. And typical structure elements. We're going to ask ourselves, is this an old world or new world wine? This, always ask yourself, why do you think this? If you're like smelling it and you're like, this is definitely new world, you need to give yourself reasons why it's a new world before you decide that it's a new world. Do your reasons make sense off of what you've tasted? So, I know I just mentioned Old World and New World. If you're not too familiar with it, I'll give you some Old World characteristics. Old World will always have a dominance of earth and mineral, a dominance of non-fruit aromas and flavors. The fruit is restrained compared to the non-fruit aromas, and the fruit becomes tart on the palate. The non-fruit becomes more apparent in the finish. And for some New World characteristics, we're going to not see as much dominant earth or mineral characteristics. The fruit aromas and flavors will lead and dominate the non-fruit elements. The fruit smells sweet and ripe, dominating the nose, and the fruit stays ripe and gets riper on the palate. That is amazing information. And as a bonus, if you guys want to comment some non-earth elements or aromas and flavors, I'll give you a hint or two. Like, you will think gravel or sand. Those are non-earth, which will kind of fall into the old world aromas and flavors. And New World, obviously, it says that the fruit aromas dominate, so anything from berry to apricot. Third, you're gonna look at the climate. Did these grapes grow in a cool, moderate, or warm climate? And again, you're gonna give reasons as to why you decided that. And does that answer that you gave make sense based on the taste that you tasted? Cool climate characteristics. Your acidity is always going to be elevated. The alcohol will feel a little bit less. Tell me why in the comments. I know why, but let me know if you do. Fruit smells and tastes tart, and wine feels linear. As for warm climates, acidity will be restrained, alcohol will be elevated, and the fruit seems ripe, maybe jammy. And the wine will feel round and lush. So then after that, you're gonna look at your possible countries. Classically rich regions or countries make wines like this. Obviously, if you decided that it is a New World wine, you're not going to say something like, oh, maybe it's from France. You know, that's not going to work out. So obviously, everything kind of adds up perfectly, like stars, and how they align, and how tragedy and happiness come above us. So then you have your age range. This one's still kind of hard for me, and probably for a lot of people. You have to determine whether the wine is 1 to 3 years old, 3 to 5 years, 5 to 10 years, or more than 10 years. For this, you need to consider things like the color, the rim variation, the youth, the quality and texture of the finish, and in some other videos I've mentioned some telltales on how to figure out the age of a wine. after all of that, you're gonna come up with this final conclusion, and you better be right, because if not, you're gonna feel so bad and it's gonna hurt. But it's not a mistake if you do make a mistake. It's just a learning experience. So yeah, final conclusion. And that is it for today. I'm so happy that I got through both of those topics with you guys. The next video, we're gonna be talking about food and beverage pairings. And how to make the best pairing. So it's gonna be great, because now all the hard stuff is over, and now we just get to eat and drink, and it's gonna be fun for the next few episodes. So yeah, cheers, like and subscribe, tell all your friends about me. Thanks, bye.